Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Cosplay Vicar and today I've got something a little bit different. It's kind of cosplay related, but my niece's birthday is coming up and I was thinking about what we might get her for her birthday. And I'm thinking I want to do something for her that nobody else is going to do. Uncle Chris, he likes making stuff. So why did Uncle Chris make something for my niece? So that's what I have done right here. She's a massive Harry Potter fan. Now, I am no way a Harry Potter fan. In fact, I jokingly get mixed up between Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. I'm just not into that kind of world, the witches and wizards and dragons and that kind of stuff. I'm much more science fiction. I love Star Wars and I love that kind of world, archaeology kind of world. But she really loves Harry Potter, so I'm thinking let's make her something that nobody else will make her. So I've made her this wizard's kit, essentially. I wanted to make her something that looked old, looked like it had come from a old wizard or witch, and that it was something that would have potions in it. So this is a potions kit that would be handed on from one wizard to the other. And I'm so going to walk you through this, how I put this together. This is the kind of thing that you could put together for somebody that you know that's really into Harry Potter. It's so simple. The box itself, I just picked this up from Amazon, and I'll put a link to all of this stuff. Most of it is just Amazon. So I'm going to put a link to all these in the show notes for you, but this is just an old Amazon box and I have dirtied it up, I've weathered it, I've painted it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump to a close-up shot with this. I'm going to unpack it and walk through all the things that we've put together that go inside our Wizards Potions kit. So let me walk you through what is in this Wizards kit. Now on the top it says here, keep out of sight of muggles. Nice little, what I've tried to do with this is create something that looks old. So I've used lots of masking tape and old ways of doing labels and that kind of stuff because I thought that would really kind of give that sense of age. You'll notice on here there's a lot of Fuller's Earth, a lot of aging paint on here just to make it look old. Kind of batter it up a little bit so it looked like it had been passed around, so it really does look like an old Wizard's Potions kit. So here we go, I'm going to open it up. And this is what it looks like on the inside. I'll let you have a little look at that. I wanted it to feel, you know, I'm thinking Paddington Bear kind of suitcase kind of feel, packed full of things. So that you're going to have to really pay attention when you're opening it up. Now I've covered up her name and address on here so you can't see who this is going to. But let me just read this to you. So this is a little letter that is in here. I've made it look like an old envelope. I've printed it to feel like an oldie worldy kind of envelope. So here we go. It says, Dear somebody Rogers, Professor Dumbledore has asked me to write you upon the receipt of this old wizarding potions kit. This box has been in the hands of 12 generations of wizards and witches, and now it is in the hand. It's been handed on to you. Please take care of it. In this box you will find baby mandrakes, mermaid eggs, gillyweed, and many other things. Use it wisely and make sure you bring it upon your arrival at Hogwarts. Yours, Professor McGonagall. So I wanted to really make this feel like this was a real thing, a real item that has been passed on from one wizard to another. So let me just walk you through then what we've got in here. Got some of this is edible. So we've got some ogre's eyes. Picked up these lovely little jars on Amazon as well. So here we have dragon's scales. So in here we've got some old plastic fingernails, false nails. We've painted them up to look like dragon's scales. What else do we have? We've got some gillyweed. That's actually an old dried bit of plant that I'd put in there, some gillyweed. I've also got some maggots in there. Then got some elf scabs. These are actually old rose petals over here. This one is centaur horn powder. So it's been ground up centaur's horns. And then here we have got some Gurdy root. Not sure what that is, but I found it in a Harry Potter book, and actually it's just pumpkin seeds in there. Now all these lids are glued down. This one here is unicorn blood. Some unicorn's blood in there. That I made with just washing up liquid. This one here is vampire droppings, and that is just some raisins, dried raisins in there, so vampire droppings. We have then got beetle's eyes, and they're just little seeds in there. And then finally the little bottle that we've got is wolfbane. That is, again, it's just hand wash. That's just orange hand wash. So we've got a whole collection of these little bottles. The bottles are super cheap. Picked those all up for a few pounds on Amazon. Now my favourite one here is unicorn droppings. So in here I picked up these little envelopes. Some of the envelopes I made for myself, some of them I bought. Now this is unicorn's droppings. So they're edible. They're just blue jelly beans. And I thought they looked really fun and colourful. So they go in there. She'll be able to eat those if she wants. Don't know if her parents will let her, but there we have got some unicorn droppings. Pop that over here. Now, one of the fun things that I really enjoyed making was these. This envelope I made myself because I needed an envelope that was big enough to hold them. But here we have got some mandrakes. And mandrakes scream in the movies, I remember, when they take them out of the pot. Well, these are baby mandrakes. These are 3D printed. And then I added to the top of them some false greenery, just drilled a hole in the top, painted them up, and made my own mandrakes. So there we go. Baby little mandrakes. Quite pleased with those. I'm not really sure what mandrakes look like, apart from what's in the film. So these are kind of based off the film kind of idea of a baby mandrake. 3D printed. They took only a few hours each to 3D print those and then paint those up. So I was quite pleased with how they eventually turned out. There we go. So they go in the little envelope as well. Then we've also got this Nimbus 2000 pencil. Now that I picked up on Amazon, and I also picked up this wand that was in the form of a pen. That came off on Amazon as well. So I didn't make those, I just found those. They were just knocking around Amazon. I thought they were relatively cheap, so I thought, brilliant, they'll work really well. A couple of other things that I made. So I bought some little notebooks. This is a moleskin notebook, but I put the corners on myself. Found a little place online that made these little book corners, so I put those on myself, so there's those on the front and the back. I also then printed this onto some baking paper, and you can then transfer from the baking paper onto the front of anything. So I wanted this to look old, and I wanted it to look handmade rather than a bought little notebook. So that is just a plain little notebook that she can use to put her own ideas in, and the things that she might like to, potions she might like to make, or drawings that she might like to do. So I thought that was a neat little thing. We've also here got some mermaid eggs. What's a mermaid egg look like? Well, for me, a mermaid egg just looks like some pearls. So I found an old pearl necklace that was falling apart, and I took some of the pearls off there and put that in, and now we've got some mermaid eggs. So there you go. I put a spare envelope in. So these are just the kind of bank tellers envelopes. Got to put a spare one of those in so she could add her own things. I also put some spare of these little labels in so she can add her own labels on as well. And then the final thing in the box is phoenix feathers. Made the envelope myself and just drew that up and cut it out. To make your own envelope, it's very simple. You've just got to have the right colour paper. But in here we have got a whole collection of phoenix feathers. These are just cheap red feathers from Amazon. I bought way more than I need, and there's a whole load of them in there. But a whole collection of phoenix feathers. Now, to get these ideas, I just did some Googling. I spoke to my daughter, who was a Harry Potter fan when she was growing up. Not so much anymore. But there we have an envelope of phoenix feathers. So that's the contents of the Wizard's kit. Let me just talk you through the box. I'm super pleased with the box. So the box came empty. I put some green felt on the inside of that, added in a little elastic band to hold things into the top, because that's what old boxes used to be like, wasn't it? I then also put in this second layer at the bottom here. So let me just show you this. So this is just a piece of plywood that I had. I cut out the holes that match the right size for the bottles that just then sit in there. There's some green felt in the bottom, and then I just aged it up. I wanted it to feel like it was really old, really battered. I'd been around a bit. I'd seen some battles, I guess. Got quite a bit of dust in the corners. I just wanted to age it up so it felt like it was. I'd been around the block. It had seen some battles in its time. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. It feels to me of the right kind of era of what I was going for, that kind of 1920s to 40s Wizards kit. So there you go. There is my Wizards potions kit. Super pleased with this. All the little pieces in there. I think this is definitely something that you could put together for somebody that you know and love that is really into Harry Potter. Friends, if you found this episode interesting or inspiring, I'd love you to subscribe. I'd love you to make a comment. Tell me in the show notes if you've made something like this. Is there another idea on something that I could make in the future for her? I'd love to hear that from you. It really helps if you like the video. It really helps if you subscribe, and it really helps if you put something in the chat underneath, and I will respond to you if you put something in the chat. One of the things I'm learning is that most of the people that watch my videos are not even subscribed. So we are now over 700 subscribers, but most of the people that watch the channel are not even subscribers. So if you are one of those, I would love you to hit subscribe. But friends, until next time, have a great time cosplaying and making stuff, and I would love to hear if you have made something similar. Until next time, enjoy cosplaying.